I'll be honest, I really didn't even want to look at these comics after Thursday, which is 2 days ago. But fair is fair. If we're not learning from it, then there's no point. So let's take a look. Okay, good morning. Thank you guys for joining me again, seeing my horror. If you watched my last CGC unboxing video, which was CGC Unboxing number 2, you saw that I had 20 books that I had high hopes for, which turned into absolutes. It was one nightmare after another. And yeah, I was depressed all day Friday. It really got to me. I wasn't expecting to pull out 29.8s, okay? But I was not expecting to be pulling out 5s and 5.5s and 6s. This is the first time that I did my own pressing. And this is why I'm not really releasing a video on my way to press, because it's obvious that I have got stuff to learn. And once I feel confident that what I'm giving you is good information, then I'll do it. In the meantime, I'm not going to show you the way that I do it, have you copy, and have you wind up with the same nightmarish mistakes. So yesterday morning, I was looking at the grader's notes. And out of the 20 books, there were 7 that had either light pebbling or just straight out pebbling. And my first question is, what the hell is pebbling? So I had to look it up, and there's not a lot of information on it. Apparently, this is something simple that people are supposed to avoid. If you have any impurities on your press, on the paper, on the board, on anything, it gets pressed into the covers. So you'll have little tiny divots, dinks, whatever, on the covers. And it also, by the way, in case you do this, it does say that this is one of the easiest things to repress and fix if we feel like cracking open the slabs. But it wasn't a major problem in my books, but it was a problem. I also had 2 books that had fingerprints. So again, this is why I don't have a proven process to share with you. And once I go over this learning curve and get everything that I want to do, I will be making videos for cleaning, for pressing, and give you good information. It's not that I'm avoiding it. I'm just trying to spare you the same horror. Well, of the 2 books that actually said straight out pebbling, one of them was my X Factor, which also had a lot of other things. By the way, a lot of these books also had foxing, which, again, this was before I had my lights. This was before I had everything. It was a learning curve. And I've gone over this with magnifying glasses, with flashlights. I don't see a single dimple, dink, anything in the book. I don't. I'm sorry. Another one which had straight up pebbling was, bear with me please, the Hulk 340. Now I went over this entire book, and I do see 2, and there's no way I'm going to capture this on camera. I could barely see it with my eyes. Right here in the yellow, there's 2 very, very minute little in it. I mean, I really got to concentrate hard with a magnifying glass to see it. So my next question was, yeah, in my pressing, I put the silicone paper, the heat protected paper, up against the book. It's got a fabricy type of texture. Could I be impressing that texture into the book? And that's why I don't see a dink or a dimple. It's basically one generic thing. So what I did was I compared it to the 7.0, which was pressed by a company which shows no pebbling on the grader's notes. And I do not see any difference. Well, you know what? No, actually, in that light, that looks like smooth paper, and that kind of resembles the fabric texture of the silicone paper that I put up against the book. Now, to the untrained eye, I have two of them, it did not look like a problem when I was pressing all these books. Obviously, I'm wrong. This was not the biggest reason why I had such bad grades, but it is a contributing factor. I could have gotten, I don't know how much is taken off for pebbling. 0.5, 3 points? I don't have a clue. There, I couldn't find anything in the forum on people resubmitting pebbled books. But I'm going to be sending out 10 books next time. I'm keeping my lot smaller so I don't expose myself to such a tremendous learning loss. These are all going to be newer books. I was actually even thinking of sending in my Thor 161, first appearance of Ego, but I'm going to hold off on this until I just feel a little bit more confident. This book anyway, it's got enough other things with it. It's probably going to get somewhere around a 5.5 or so. I just love the look of it. That's why I got it. Anyway, that, and I did have two books that had fingerprints. Okay, yep. I'm going to have to make sure I wear gloves when I'm doing this. I'm going to have to make sure that I clean with a cotton ball before I put it into the bag for the final time. I have a lot to learn, and I'll bring you along this wonderful journey with me. In the meantime, I just wanted to talk about a couple other stupid little things and open up a couple little packages that I got this week. I watched the Mandalorian episode 2, season 2, and I wasn't impressed with it. It was, I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it other than a filler episode. You know, something I'm in favor of filler episodes. Okay, a lot of people are like, just get to the heart of it, get to this. But if you keep making movies where every movie is better than the last one, eventually you'll run out and you'll reach the best that you can do, and you've got nowhere to go. If you're making movies and once in a while you throw out a Thor Dark World and it lowers the expectations for the next episode, it allows that what would have been a good episode to seem great because you're comparing it to the one before. So sometimes I think you really do need those filler episodes, so that way you can keep your moderate episodes to be good, better. However, there were no real, no character reveals, nothing major revealed. There's a couple small things that you watch and you're like, I wonder if that's going to mean something down the line. I wonder why that's happening. I wonder what, but there's nothing in it specifically that is going to be like, wow, like if you saw last week's, if you haven't, stop, because this is going to be a spoiler, but the end of last week's, at the very end, you're like, oh, Boba Fett. This week it's like, it was okay. Kind of reminded me of scenes from other movies, like from Alien and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, like I said the other day, I had ordered and got a second set of Secret Empire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to get first appearance of the Patriot, and I found that buying the sets on older auctions was cheaper than buying the individual comics. So I was able to get the entire set for less than people. I bought 2 sets for what people are asking for one number 2. And initial glance, it looks excellent. Let's see if I can screw it up in my press while I'm at it. So those are going to get added to my learning curve. I think I'll practice on 1, 3, 4, 5. What do you think? Leave 2 alone. Anyway, so yeah, this has been one of those really, really crazy weeks where everything just seems to go wrong, and I wasn't surprised that the CGC went as bad as it did. I mean, I'll give you. It's always stupid little stuff. It's stupid little stuff in life that just makes you wonder, what the hell? Is there a black cloud over me or something? last night I'm making stir fry, and I picked up a new bottle of the Thai peanut sauce, and I ripped the plastic off the top, so I know it's not been tampered with. And shake well, okay, boom, boom, and the cap flies off, and I've got Thai peanut sauce all over the ceiling, all over the floor, and apparently somebody in the store thought it'd be cute that even though it was covered with plastic to unscrew it. Yay! Well, if you see this and you got me, yay! Thanks. And today I'm here to take the dogs and drop them off at the vets. Just so you know, I have a Jack Russell Beagle mix. I have a Basset Hound, and we have a Great Dane puppy. He's almost a year old now. Yay! And two of them had to go in for dental, one for just a comprehensive exam. And on the way back, my car brakes is stuttering, sputtering, and no idea why. And I had to drive the last 12 miles at no more than 2,500 RPM. In case you don't recognize these boxes, Funko. Yeah, I have some. I like them. This one's more for me though. I got home. I was talking to a couple of friends of mine on the phone as I'm driving. It could be the fuel filter, it could be the fuel pump, it could be the mass airflow sensor. Are you getting any errors? Nothing at all. Get back home. I didn't want to turn off the engine because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to turn it back on. I got into the driveway, I turned it off, turned it back on. No engine light. The engine light bulb is working. Start the engine. Nothing. Everything looks good. I'm like, I give it some gas and it goes straight up to 5,000 RPM. Really? Hopped in a car, drove around the block. Car's fine. It wasn't a minute ago. So I pull out my scanner, and apparently it's my mass airflow sensor has been acting up. And I sprayed it one time before. Apparently that wasn't enough. I sprayed it again to make sure I could pick up the dogs and ordered another one. But I'm like, it's just like, it's like, you know what it is? It's this little kid somewhere that's going like this to my voodoo doll this week. He's like, I'm just going to annoy the crap out of him all week long. Every little thing. Oh, you like that and like this. It's one of those weeks. So when I started pulling out the CGC, I'm like, of course, why not? Anyway, this was my Stitch, which I ordered months ago. It's a Hot Topic exclusive. I love this guy. He's so cute. I am a Stitch fanatic. I love Disney, but I love Stitch the most. And I don't even know if I want to open him. He's got Scrump. I love it. Yay. Yeah, anybody who's not familiar, the little doll there from Lilo and Stitch, that's the doll that Lilo made. His name is Scrump. And in the end credits, you could actually even see him reading the Ugly Duckling story with Scrump to the ducklings. There's a picture of it as on the wall. And that's actually the inspiration for... I have the tattoo of him reading the book with Scrump in his arm. So, and it even says Ohana across the top. My whole life I wanted to get a tattoo, and I could never figure out what to get. Every time I saw something, and 2 months later, I'd like, do I still want that? No. It was a good thing I didn't put it on my arm permanently. And nothing ever just struck out. And one day, somebody at work had a different Stitch tattoo, and I just, yes! I want a Stitch tattoo! I started looking online. It's amazing how many bad Stitch tattoos there are out there. But, yeah, it every day I see it in the mirror, and it makes me smile. There's no regret on it. But, so I got my little Stitch, and I got some more books, and I got a lot more to learn. And I'm hopefully you had a little fun listening to me rant. Maybe you were doing the dishes while listening to this in the background. But yeah, if you're going to be submitting your books, check every single thing on it. Clean it off with a tissue, with a cotton ball, with something. Be careful when you get to the edges that you don't grab the edge of the cover and pull in because you'll fold it in. And because they're looking for fingerprints. They're looking for minute dinks. I will be checking these 10 with my wife, and we'll, after we go through and she sees everything she sees, I'm going to try to make a video and angle a camera to show all 10 of these books, and I'll try to see any way I can of showing you the defects and giving you predictions before they even get mailed out. This way I'll also have proof that I didn't send that Strange Academy #2, #1, second printing that looks like it got hit with a hammer. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I feel a little better after venting. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. And thank you so much. And if you can, like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Share if you want. You can. I found out today you can actually select notifications for specific. You can dial it so it's either notifications all the time, or sometimes, or once in a while, or just for this person or that person. So I could be your test run. But at least like it and subscribe. That would be great. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for joining me.